What is going on, dreamers? Good morning, good morning. Rise and shine, another blessed and grateful day. Super excited to go ahead and be on here with everybody. Where are we at? Friday, TGIF. Thank goodness it is Friday. It is early. We've been doing a lot of running around since the beginning of the morning, having to take care of some of the family. So today we are going to be on the run, making moves. So today, I love it. I love it. Grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for God. We're going to be diving in, talking about the topic of your reticular activating system, right? For those of you who have no idea what this is, believe it or not, this plays a role in every single one of our lives every day. So today is going to be short and sweet, on the run, on the road, to go ahead and give you guys some value for the Friday before we go ahead and go out and end this week off with an absolute bang, right? We have LA. We have a major event going down tonight with Alex Morton. Tomorrow coming up, we have Neno. We have Matt Rosa. We have a massive Super Saturday in Miami. So it is safe to say a lot of momentum, a lot of exciting things are in the works. So with no further ado, let's get a little bit of gratitude down below. What is everybody grateful for coming into this Friday? I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm so thankful for all of the abundance that is happening into our lives, that is flowing to and through each and every single one of us, because I know this is a time, right? This is that window of opportunity, and we're talking about, it's documented, where we have the chance to go ahead and set ourselves up for what is to come into the future. So let's go ahead and get into it. Today, we're going to be talking about the reticular activating system, right? Your RAS. So I want to go ahead and give you guys two examples, right? Two visuals so you guys can start to identify how it is that this actually plays a role in our life, and how it is that we can actually leverage it to go ahead and make the most of every day. Ready? So here's number one. If I were to ask you right now, and it doesn't matter if you're driving, it doesn't matter if you're in the house, it doesn't matter if you're in the car. If I were to ask you to just go ahead and look around, and everything that you see, find things that are green, right? Just go ahead and look around and look at everything around you that's green, right? You can see the trees, you can see some of the houses over here as I look around. Now, when you notice that, it's funny because during this exercise, a lot of the times we're gonna find things that maybe not even be green, and we just made them green in our mind, right? Even some of the trees that are brown, some of the bark that is brown, we just said it was green to go ahead and just make it fit in. Well, here's the deal. You could literally focus on all of the green parts, almost block out the rest of the noise. Well, the same thing goes with our success. The same thing goes with our focus, right? They say where focus goes, energy flows. So I want to give you guys the second example of our reticular activating system, okay? How many of you have ever got a new car, whether that be a BMW, maybe you got a Honda, maybe you guys got a Tesla, and all of the sudden, or maybe even a bike, right? And all of the sudden, you started to see that vehicle, you started to see that bike everywhere. Isn't that funny, right? Isn't that funny how that happens? Well, here's what I started to notice. There was never just all of a sudden surge of more motorcycles, of more Teslas, of more BMWs. All that happened was my reticular activating system, our reticular activating system started to shift to focus on what it is that we were looking to go ahead and identify. So how many of you have ever had life seems like it's one thing after the next, right? It just seems like it's one problem rolling in after the other. Well, this is the reticular activating system. This is why they say whatever we think about, we bring about, right? So if we're focusing on all of the negative things that's happening inside of our life, it's so easy for that to continue and to perpetuate, right? Even for myself, there was multiple situations, you know, even for me, I remember a couple years ago, I was going to an event. Somebody literally totaled my car as I was driving. We went straight to the event after that. And then even that next week, it was just like one thing after the next. I had a family issue. I had somebody pass away. So at the end of the day, whatever we focus on is going to grow. So as I was living in my car, as I started to experience different levels along this journey, the reticular activating system is everything, right? This plays such a major role in how it is that we think, the actions that we take, and the results that we go out and get, because this is why, right? Our reticular activating system essentially sets up our entire life, right? Joe Dispenza words it a little bit differently, but this is what he says. Joe Dispenza, he says, our personality ends up creating our personal reality, right? Our personality creates our personal reality. So what does that mean? everything that we have a perspective on. Nothing is either good, nothing is bad. It is however we make it, right? So when I ask you this question, what are the most dominant thoughts that you've been thinking for the past week, for the past month? And I can promise you, if they've been limiting, if we've been living in lack, if we've been living in a lack of self-confidence, this is going to directly ripple, because now we're going to be looking for all of the ways that life is not working out for us. How people aren't joining the business, how we're not getting any withdrawals, how all the products that we seem to put out aren't getting any ka-chings, because we're focusing on the negative. But the same thing goes on the opposite side, right? Even though life can seem like it's hitting like a brick right now, there's always the law of polarity, meaning everything has an opposite. So if it seems like life is just pouring down and raining, well, after most of the time, after every rain or storm, there's a rainbow. The same thing goes with life. So if we can start to find the magic, if we can start to find the silver lining in every situation that's happening, this is where real momentum is created, right? If you want to know the truth, we're in the second half of the year. If you don't think people are growing through life right now, if you don't think people are going through problems right now, I'm here to tell you, the fact of the matter is everybody is growing through something in some way, shape, form, or another. But the difference with the wealthy, the difference with the successful, they've been able to learn to change their focus, right? Even though life might not be working out exactly how they visualize, they're still able to go ahead and tap into, what can I be grateful for right now? What is working out for me in my life? What resource do I have access to that we can go ahead and maximize for the next 90 days coming into the summer, right? So the truth is, there's always so much more abundance than a lot of us can think, or than a lot of us are capable to go ahead and get in alignment with, because there's so much noise, there's so many external problems. But if we can switch that RAS to start finding the good, finding the positive, and finding the lesson in everything that's going on, this is where the magic really happens. This is what happened to me years ago, when people weren't joining my business, when trades weren't working out for me, when it seemed like nothing was just growing. I had to learn how to change my mindset, right? You guys realize, if we didn't have an RAS system, when we went on Facebook, every time we go on Facebook, our head would explode, because we're taking in all the thousands of bits of information. So the RAS is a filter. What information are we ready to take in? What information are we focusing on every single day? I stopped listening to music. I stopped hanging out with a bunch of negative distractions in my life. And I started to become focused on what is going to give me growth. What are income producing activities? Who are the individuals that I can associate with to go ahead and develop and adopt that mindset to get to the next level, right? Even today, I'm still thinking about who can we go ahead and get around. So Saturday, we have an event that's literally 2 hours away. My reticular activating system, it's telling me to go ahead and get surrounded by like-minded people. This is where the growth really happens. So boom, taking a 2-hour drive to go and invest back time into gas, time into your business, time back into yourself, because it comes back and it pays tenfold. Jojo, let me see. I've been dealing with speed bumps every day, but I know this too shall pass. Focus on the good, right? This is universal. This is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary right now in this season. While most people have given up on their New Year's resolutions, they've gone back to their old story, they've gone back to the old ways. If I can give you one piece right now, if you can stay consistent, if you can see the positive, you can see the light, if you can hold the vision and trust the process in this season, during the summertime, where you're going to see a lot of people going out to the summer parties, all of the sports events, all of the Wasted Wednesdays and the Thirsty Thursdays, this is what separates the 1%ers from most people that are just ready to go ahead and let this summer slip by. The fall comes, and then before you know it, we're in 2024, and people are going to be sitting in 2024 like, man, why didn't I make the most of this year? Well, it comes with right now changing the filter and changing the RAS, the reticular activating system, to focus on the growth, focus on where we're going, and focus on who it is that we're becoming, and a couple of tactical things to help you start tuning your RAS, right? Whatever we focus on most of the time, we become. So I want to ask you a couple of different things, right? If I were to ask you, Johnny, Emmy, Jojo, if I were to ask you in person, can you show me your goal card? Can you whip it out and can you show me your goal card on the spot? If anybody asks me, whenever you see me in person, you'll always be able to see my goal card. You'll always be able to see it on me, because I started to realize that whatever we see, our subconscious mind is going to become, right? So when you guys see me, ask me, D, let me see your license. Show me your license. Let me see your goal card. So let me show you guys real quick. I'm driving, but this is important. Y'all need to see this. Ready? On my license, every day, I have to look at this, okay? Right here, on the bottom, it says define, and right next to define, it says, hold on, let me see if I can flip the camera. Let me see if I can flip this, right? So look, define, and then right next to that, it says 1 billion, right? So every day when I read that, every day when I see that, this literally trains my mind to D, if you're looking at distractions, if you're doing things you shouldn't be doing, is this getting you one step closer to impacting 1 billion lives? If the answer is no, it's time to shift the focus. So number one is a goal card. Do you have a goal card on you that I can touch, that I can see, that you can feel every day? Because it's not for me. This is for you to really develop and gain that discipline. The second question I want to ask you, what is the wallpaper on your phone screen? What do you see every day? Do you see something that's lazy? Do you see something irrelevant? Or do you see your goals? Do you see your vision? Do you see where it is that you're going towards the summer? Do you see a raincoat flyer? Do you see a withdrawal on the back of your wallpaper? For me, I have a congratulations flyer. So every day when I wake up and I see that and I check my phone, how many times do you think we check our phone every day? Probably hundreds of times. So imagine if you saw your goals subconsciously hundreds of times. I want you to just imagine if you had a twin. You see your goals hundreds of times a day and your twin doesn't look at it one time. And 3 to 6 months goes by. Who do you think is going to have an advantage? Who do you think is going to be sprinting and who do you think is going to be walking? The person that sees their goals most of the time. So family, this is just little hacks that I've been able to do over the years to start tuning my reticular activating system. Writing down the journaling, the gratitude every day. When you go in my house, you look at my mirrors, I have gratitude written all over my mirrors. I have whiteboards where I have affirmations and quotes written all over the place. I have my goals written on my calendar. I have a laid out schedule for the entire month. So everywhere that I go, whether I'm in my house, whether I'm in my car, whether I'm driving, my goals are somewhere in my subconscious mind. Right before I go to sleep, I'm falling asleep to audios to tune my reticular activating system. I don't want to think about negativity. I don't want to think about the news. I want to focus on where it is that we're going and who it is that we're becoming. And that's where it starts with. The morning rituals, the night routine, who it is that we're listening to throughout the day, the amount of time and money we're investing back into ourselves, going to events and reading books. All of this plays a role in the RAS. So family, if you got any value from today, go ahead and drop some twos down below. Drop in RAS if you guys have understood the power of how to really go ahead and tune this RAS and have it work in our favor so we can go ahead and run the day and the day is not running us. So it's a beautiful view over here in Southwest Florida. I'm excited. We've got events going on all throughout the summer. So many amazing things. Cancun is coming in July. We've got Croatia coming in September. So just know, we've only just scratched the surface of what is to come. Dream Team, I love you. If nobody told you today, I'm proud of you. I appreciate you. And I'm so grateful for you taking the time for yourself every day, because I know we're all leading towards something that is greater than most of us can even imagine. So Dream Team, go out and be great. Have a phenomenal Friday. TGIF, the Growth Includes Friday. Have a great weekend. Remember, as your favorite entrepreneur, define dreams. We can be, do, or have anything we can hold in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hand. I love you, family. Have a great day. Anything you need, reach out. We're here for you every step of the way. Super Saturday, get ready. It's game time. Let's go.